Hey gamers, it's K-Wing here, video reviewer for Gottgame.com and Gottgame TV. Now I know the Game Nights had an interview with one of the PR guys from 2K Sports, and he had some pretty nice things to say about this game. Sadly, Don King Boxing for the Wii did not live up to his words. However, I will say that this game is by no means a port of Don King Boxing Prize Fighter for the PS3 and 360. Well, it's time for us to strap on our punching gloves and go one-on-one with the Wii's newest boxing game. First off, this game is all about boxing. What did you expect? Going round after round until you lower your opponent's health bar, and eventually your goal is to knock him out before he knocks you out. Don King offers a few modes of play for the gamer. The first mode is of course Exhibition, where you can play against either a computer-controlled opponent or versus a friend in multiplayer. Personally, the split-screen multiplayer is the most fun that anybody will have with this game. In Exhibition mode too, you can also choose between 3 weight classes and even use a custom character. Although what's funny is you can't make your own custom boxer. Epic fail. There's also a bunch of stages that you can pick from as well, but you need to unlock these stages as you play through the game. Story mode is the next mode, and here you play through the game as a character called the Kid. There are a ton, and I mean a lot, of cheesy live-action skits with Don King, retired boxers, and some celebrities thrown in the mix too, to talk about the rise of the boxer, the Kid, which is you. Then lastly, of course, you have the training exercises that they give you attempts at numerous exercises using the Wii Balance Board. You do stuff like punching a boxing bag, shadow boxing, jumping rope, which I know it looks like I know how to do this, but it's terrible. And of course, speed bagging, which is probably the worst thing in this game. Still, the overall focus of this game is to knock out the other guy before he makes you kiss the mat first. And at least that aspect of the game seems like it would be fun, but with the crappy controls and so many other issues with this game is just bad. The controls are pretty straightforward, and it's really easy. All you do is swing the Wiimotes like you're punching somebody. In story mode too, it does in fact show you the proper use of how to use the motion controls for Don King Boxing. I have found that it is not responsive to just waggle the controllers back and forth, which is great, but that's all the praise you're going to hear from me, sadly. When swinging punches, it is next to impossible to chain attacks 100% accurate every time. In fact, the Wiimotes and Nunchuck will only pick up 65% of the motions you do. So if you're swinging punches like jab, jab, and then you want to throw in an uppercut, or a right hook, a left hook, it's not going to get what you're doing exactly. So this is a game that you really were hoping that would use the Wii Motion Plus. Now, you can do super attacks by holding in the C button and then swinging the Wiimote, but it's just not that good. And the bobbing and weaving with the balance board is just utterly pathetic. It just fails. You won't realize how bad this game is until you play it on normal difficulty. See, the computer will always be able to not only chain attacks, but recover more health than you once you knock them down. Which would be fine if you could actually play patty cake with the jerk's face once he comes back up. But you can't because he's like unstoppable. All things considered though, it is nowhere near as bad as when you actually decide to use the Wii Balance Board with this game. I played this game all the way through, and even after all that, this game is by far one of the worst boxing games that I've ever played. First off, using the balance board is supposed to be fun, and Nintendo realizes it. Every other developer doesn't get it. If you want to hate this game as much as me, then try playing it and the training using the balance board. As bad as the boxing aspect is, the exercises are just a bad joke. Still, out of all the really bad things about this game, the only thing that makes it somewhat enjoyable is the multiplayer aspect when you play with a friend. Since the game is so bad to begin with, playing with a second person evens the playing field, so to speak, because now the other player is having just as big a handicap as you. So unlike playing the computer and getting whipped, now you guys, can go at it with each other. And so the game becomes not only playable, but fun at the same time. And no, I'm not lying. But sadly, that's not enough to save this game. What's sad is Don King Boxing had so much potential. The gameplay is what killed this game. End of story. If you're gonna play this game, I would suggest only renting it, and only for the weekend. That being said, Gottgame gives Don King Boxing for the Wii a 5 out of 10. Well, that does it for me, gamers. Stay glued to Gottgame for more of my reviews. God bless and happy gaming. Thanks so much for watching. Later, gamers.